Hey traders, welcome to the daily video analysis for the 18th of September. Well, Trump has enjoyed his state visit and the speeches are finished, so let's see where the markets are now. And first of all, congratulations to people who have the gold on steroids or are in the signals. Beautiful move predicted by the gold on steroids software. Remember, if you have the software, very straightforward. It's a one-off payment, $495, that's it, forever. But you get 12 months coaching, 12 months support, 12 months software updates. So you're basically paying for my time rather than the charts. But nonetheless, we can see here on the left here, we can see the direction, can't we? In this channel here, price moved up into this red zone, which is the sell zone. And the price fell below the 50 moving average, and look where the price cycle is as well. So that's the perfect setup really for any kind of short position. Now, as the price went along, if I tally these two charts up, you can see I'm not waiting for the change of character. I'm not sitting there all day waiting for it to break down or go red. It's not what I do, but nonetheless you can do that if you wish. And also you can set an alert on this system to when it goes red you can actually trade it. So we had a signal here this morning somewhere around, I can't remember the numbers, but somewhere around there, and we had a target of 130, I think it was. So it hit it, and so that was a really nice 392 pips. So congratulations once again for those people who have gold on steroids. So let's see what's going on with the markets today. Canadian yen is doing very nicely indeed. Just look at the positions we've got just so we can have a look. Oh, that's just about to hit target. I'll probably take this off probably by the end of the day, maybe tomorrow morning. If it doesn't come down to 52.34. Oh, it's only got 4 pips. So let's bank the money. Sake of 4 pips. The other thing to bear in mind is that the price has got positive divergence on demand. Not a strong demand, I hasten to add. That's down there somewhere. But nonetheless, a beautiful move. Fantastic risk to reward with a very high percentage of 76% shorts coming in at that. So congratulations to all members who traded that. New Zealand Canadian, oh, how's this doing? Oh my goodness, right, okay, it's doing okay, isn't it? So once again we have a sell power of 70 onto a very strong demand area. So this was a fantastic move down, probably going to hit target by tomorrow morning. Pound Canadian, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Don't you just love these charts? Pound Aussie, okay, all moving nicely. US Canadian, if you're in the forex, sorry, if you're in the VIP signals room, you're getting all these. You'll get them as I enter them. So it's well worth the £50 a month or £300 a year. Now the US Swiss I pulled out of. You can see why the demand area disappeared. So we lost 10, 20 pips or something, it doesn't matter. And of course oil is drifting. There's no real news coming out of the speeches and the visit, so I don't think anything's really happening there. So let's have a look at DXY, shall we? See what's happening here. As I mentioned a few days ago, we did expect a bounce on this area here, as indicated by the advanced pro charts. And we can see a power of 75, which is very strong. However, you know, from a long-term perspective, we can see that the price has just been going nowhere for several months actually. July is going back to prices in July. So the dollar has remained pretty much sideways during that time. I'm just going to flick through. I haven't seen the markets. Just been watching the state visit. This is the yen futures. So remember, if the yen futures falls, and it looks like it wants to, then of course all the yens will go up. Canadian yen, just showed you that as an example. So looking for this convergence area is always really, really important, and to ensure that you have correlation as well. So if the yen futures are weak from here, then you can expect all the yens to go up. That's the way it works. Now, I think it's temporary, to be honest, looking at this 4-hour chart. I think what we can see here is a power of 76 at this area. So 67.20 is going to be a problem. So you could find that it comes down temporarily and then bounces up until it breaks out for this range. You're really not going to know what the long-term situation is for the yen at the moment. It's just not sure. Similar situation for the, well, it's actually not similar because we don't have any supply. So this sell power 69 is irrelevant. It has no relevance. However, this is achieving higher highs. So we can expect the market structure to remain to the upside. And that means that the Swiss pairs will be going down. Hence the Aussie Swiss being very successful. Hopefully that makes sense. I just had a quick look at the indices, and there's a couple to keep an eye on. Aussie 200 index. We can see we've got price coming into a buy power of 65 on strong demand. Something missing, isn't there? The positive divergence is not coming in, and so therefore this is irrelevant. Now the DAX is slightly different in that we do have positive divergence, and this is one way you can choose, cherry pick, I guess is the word. You can cherry pick your trades based upon making sure that first of all the trading strategy is fitting its criteria, i.e. convergence, divergence, change of character. But of course at the very beginning of a reversal, as this is, it doesn't have any change of character. But nonetheless, the buy power 69 above 60 on a strong demand with divergence is highly likely to go higher. So you can buy the DAX at any stage. Now, if you prefer to wait for the change of character, then what you're looking for here is, let's change that color. You're looking for this to go on here. So this is typical what happens, comes up, tests it, and then breaks down. And then you have the change of character below the 20 SMA. And that is what you're looking for. So once the price settles above the 20 SMA after divergence, after the buy power 69, then you are on to a winner. And when it does change character and you want to trade that situation, you just need to make sure that your stop is below the 20 SMA. Looks like gold, in particular on the 4-hour chart, looks like it wants to move higher. There's a demand area here at 36.39, right, sitting on it right now actually, and so this now has to make its mind up. I think this is bearish. I think that for all intents and purposes it's creating a head and shoulders, but nonetheless, until we get to see this demand area taken out, then we don't know for sure. So anything below 36.13, it's a long way to go, then we can actually look at that, say it's very bearish to 35.09 and even down to 33.25, shall we say. So anywhere down here is likely to go, but not yet. Okay, you do need clarity and confirmation, and use your gold on steroids properly to bank 300 pips if you wish. Oil, as mentioned, we've held this for a long time. We've been very patient. Let's have a look at the dollar. This is going down, of course, because the dollar DXY is moving up. There's no convergence. Very easy. No trade. Pound USD. There was convergence here. So there is a possibility that this is going down. It's now change of character here. So as an example of what you're looking to do, you're looking to enter, what's the price? 135.49. Down there. Your stop is up here. And your target is down there. Make sure it's 2 to 1. Now the problem you've got here, and this is a problem, is that your target now is, so let's make sure that's 2 to 1. It has to be 2 to 1. This is invalid. So if you take this as an example, as a trade that you're willing to risk, what's likely to happen is the price is going to fall. This is a weak demand area, and you're going to find that the price has then moved down to here, and then you're going to be seeing quite a big bounce here. So rather than taking a sell and not fitting the trading strategy or criteria, then what you can do is simply wait for the price to come down into this buy power of 80. Now this is relevant because the sell power of 70 is lower than the buy power of 80. So this indicates that the dollar is going to weaken at some stage. So looking to buy at this area here, 133.62, is much more relevant. You're going to see, as long as we've got the criteria, i.e. convergence, divergence, then we go long here and back up to here, 137. Hopefully that's helpful. Aussie USD, oh, missed that one. We've got the US Canadian, haven't we? So you can't trade both. The Aussie USD and the US Canadian do the exact opposite. So choose one, not the other. And that's what I want to talk about today as well, is money management and criteria. Let me just flick through. Yep. So here we go. Missed that one. This is invalid, as mentioned earlier. Invalid. Why is it invalid? There's no demand. This is probably going to continue down for a while. US Canadian is a better one, isn't it? I mean, this is unbelievable. This is beautiful, as Trump would say. It's a beautiful thing. As we can see, buy power of 85. If you see 85, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Okay, how far it goes, we don't know. But I think it's going to go back up to where it was at 138.90. Pretty sure that's going to happen in the next 24 hours. US yen is interesting, but very, very range bound. Again, this is dictated to by the yen futures and of course the US dollar. So DXY is pretty much sideways. Just flicking through, see if there's any trading opportunities. Haven't been around. Pound Aussie, yeah, looking very nice. Now the other thing to bear in mind is how long do you hold this for? Forever is the answer. Now this indicator here, this tool here, measures how far the price has gone. It's gone 47.3%. This is got a long way to go. If it measured 98% and it was sitting here, you would definitely be considering taking it out. Okay, taking the position out and just calling it a day and banking your money. Fair enough? Okay. Now the other thing to bear in mind is not that one. So we know that it's not extremely overbought under these circumstances. It has negative divergence. However, we can see from the price cycle that the price is overbought. So what's likely to happen is you're going to see a pullback. So the pullback looks like this. It looks like this. It can, in certain circumstances, become extremely oversold again. And that gives you another opportunity to go long at some stage once more. So what does that look like? So what tends to happen is as the price comes down and becomes oversold, then we can expect something like this to happen in the next few days. So it will come down here and then come down here, and then it will move above the 20 SMA again, and that is your opportunity to get in again by ensuring that your first position is locked in to break even here, okay, or pretty much to break even. So you don't have full exposure. You don't have two positions at risk, only one. And of course, if it does move and it goes up, you have two positions making money at the same time, which compounds the count much quicker. All right. So it's not something that I often do, but nonetheless, if you want to do that, then you can. I'm just trying to think of an example. Here we go. So here's an example here. So you might, can't go back any further. Right, okay, this is one. So we had the sale here back in July, and the price broke down. So we had the entry probably up here somewhere, but there's another opportunity here, and there's another opportunity here, isn't there? See that? So once the price moves below and you have change of character, then a price often will stay below this area for quite some time. So that's the opportunity to look for under selling conditions. Of course, we are looking for buying conditions now, aren't we? So it's the exact opposite. Now let's have a look at price cycle, by the way. So let's have a look. Right, there you go. So let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So we can see under these conditions, look at the price cycle on the advanced pro charts. Look at the breakdown from the sell area. This would have been a very strong area, plus 60, 70, whatever it was. And then you've got change of character here. Look at the price cycle. Beautiful. So another price cycle here. So this is going to break down at some stage, double top, and away it goes below the 20 SMA. There's your trade there. Okay, so continuation patterns are useful. If you want to add to those, you can. If you just want to trade the reversals, you can. It's totally up to you. It's your choice once you have the charts. Now, something I want to talk about. Now, let's have a look at the Euro Canadian just quickly. Well, first of all, there's no trade here. Okay. Pound Canadian. So, I have two positions open, New Zealand Canadian and the Pound Canadian. I would not normally do that. It's just so strong that I couldn't resist it. So let's have a look at this. So one of the things that I would suggest, especially in the beginning, is don't trade both of them. So we have, what do we have? We have the Euro Aussie as an example. Right, that's going up from a buy of 74. And we have the Pound Aussie and the buy of 62. I've chosen the Sterling Aussie, might be to my detriment, but I wouldn't trade both because it's just you don't want to. If you open every trade that you see, even if it's valid, you're going to have 20 positions open and your account's going to be open to too much risk, too much exposure. So you have to cherry pick in terms of money management. This would have been a better trade. Buy power of 74. Pound Aussie is making money, lovely jubbly, but buy power 62. So you might have chosen the Euro Aussie instead of. Okay, so cherry picking is really important. Pound Canadian looking okay. Can we suggest or say that it's oversold? No. We can see here quite clearly that quickly we can say that there's a 64.6% chance of this going up, reversing, not going up, but reversing. Okay, when you see this going on here, see this green area here, hold it, hold it, hold it, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Change of character. Okay, so you don't want to be in this position here. It would have reached the target anyway. Here's another one. This, you might remember this one. We had a sell up here somewhere, and then we had change of character here. Price went up, and then we had a sell, and look, squeeze, 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 squeeze. That went up to nearly 100%. So that there's 100. There's 100% chance at this stage. At this stage, rather, that the price is going to completely reverse. 100%, pretty much. And of course, it came into a buy power of 82 with demand, and then you make your money there. Makes sense? Hopefully. Hopefully the penny is dropping. So anyway, yeah, so we just hold it. I know that for many of you, it's the hardest thing to do. You might be tempted to say, yes, take your profits, but why? There's more on the table. Let's have a look at the measure of New Zealand Canadian. 65% chance of the price reversing upwards. It's not 98%, it's not 100%, it's not even above 84%. So the chance of this hitting your target in the next few hours or the next few days is very, very high. Flicking through. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Pound New Zealand is interesting. See this? That's beautiful. So I'll send a signal once it gets up to that area. Don't worry, you won't be left out. If you're paying the 50 quid a month, I'll make it worth your while. I'll make you lots of money. Euro Swiss, New Zealand Swiss. Now I was going to post this as a signal, but I'm not going to. Can you see why? No divergence. No positive divergence. Aussie Swiss, congratulations. Nice risk to reward there. Fantastic profit. Canadian Swiss, Pound Swiss. Imagine if you had these charts, you could actually flick through these within seconds, cherry picking the best charts and just ignoring the ones that are not doing anything. I did put this down at New Zealand yen, so there was a trade there, missed that. Aussie yen, possible trade coming up there. Canadian yen, well, doesn't matter if you miss some, does it? That looks fine. And pound yen, euro pound, sorry, that's going to just about hit target in the next few minutes. So in fact, let's have a quick look at gold on steroids, 320 pips. Yeah, so that's it. Have a great day.